What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mama Blunts Beast, and I hope y'all motherfuckers are having a good day. I know I am. So for today's video, I wanted to look at the new Dino Roofie archetype coming out of Battles of Chaos. Now, first glance, artwork on these things is dope as shit. Like, they're dino waifus in mech suits. As crazy as it sounds, it's fucking badass. This deck's basically a reverse form of Sky Striker, and then it relies on traps instead of spells, so it's pretty cool. I'd love to see what this deck's capable of, especially with future support coming for it. So, without further ado, let's get to it, y'all. Now, the first card we're going to look at today goes by the name of Dinoruffia Therizia. This thing's based off of Therizinosaurus. I know my dinosaurs. I was a dinosaur nerd growing up, so I'm all about this shit. Don't hate y'all. This thing's artwork is dope as shit. I mean, you get your dino girl with fucking big-ass claws about to go fuck shit up. It's, level 4 Dart Dinosaur Effect Monster, 1500 attack, 0 defense. Its effects read, you can use each effect among the first and second effects of this card's name only once per turn. Number 1, if this card is normal or special summon, you can set one Dinoruffia trap directly from your deck to your spell or trap zone. Then if you have 2,000 or less life points, this card gains 500 attack. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish one trap from your graveyard. Special summon one level 4 or lower Dinoruffia monster from your graveyard, except Dinoruffia Therizia. Now this card's first effect is pretty good to set a Dinoruffia trap from the deck to the field. The only thing that would make this better is if you could activate it that turn. Like, that'd be dope as shit. Now, the other part of that effect where it gains 500 attack for having 2,000 or less life points, that's not really all that. I don't see this coming up very much. I mean, the whole deck relies around having 2,000 or less life points, but that effect's not that great. The second effect gives you an extender if this thing's sent to the graveyard by banishing a trap, so that's pretty good. You get to reoccur your monsters, recycle them and shit, so overall that's not a bad effect at all. Now the next card I have for y'all is Dinoruffia Diplos. It's pretty cool looking. It's based on a Diplodocus. It's a level 4 dark dinosaur effect monster, 1000 attack, 0 defense. You can only use each effect of this card's first and second effect, so this card's name once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send one Dinoruffia card from your deck to your graveyard. If you have 2,000 or less life points, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish one trap from your graveyard. Special summon one level 4 or lower Dinoruffia monster from your graveyard, except Dinoruffia Diplos. Now this first effect, it basically lets this thing act as foolish burial for any of your Dinoruffia cards. It's pretty damn good. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, anytime you get to get bodies to the graveyard to pop off effects, you can't go wrong with that shit. The second part of that first effect, it does 500 damage. And it ain't really all that relevant. You ain't gonna use that a whole lot. I mean, it's gonna hit them a little bit, but it's not gonna really do shit. The second effect is the same as the last monster, where if it's destroyed, you banish a trap, get another one out, so there's an extender built into itself. So that's not bad at all. Overall, this is a pretty decent card. Now, we get our first fusion monster. That is Dinoruffia Kentragina. It's a level 6 dark dinosaur fusion effect monster. This thing's based off of Kentrosaur, so looks bad as shit in its armor. Like, it's going to go just destroy some shit. It's got 4,000 attack, 0 defense. It's 2 Dinoruffia monsters with different names. You only use each effect among the second and third effects of this card's name only once per turn. The first effect, it loses attack equal to your life points. Second, during the main phase, quick effect, you can pay half your life points and banish one Dinoruffia normal trap from your graveyard. This effect becomes that trap card's effect when that card is activated. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you special summon one level 4 lower Dinoruffia monster from your graveyard. Now the first effect where you lose attack equal to your life points kind of fucking sucks and holds this card back a little bit, because a 4,000 attack fucking beat stick would have been amazing. But if you look at it like this deck is geared to keep your life points at 2,000 or less, so the attack loss really isn't that bad. And then you have the quick effect you can pop off at any time to where you half your life points, so this card's gonna get an attack boost right off of that. And then you get to make this thing copy a trap effect, which could be big depending on the situation. We'll just have to see what these trap cards have in store for us. And then the last effect, if it's destroyed at all, you get to bring out a level 4 lower Dinoruffia monster. That applies that there's going to be more main deck Dinoruffia monsters, because it says level 4 or lower. It doesn't just specifically list level 4. So that's huge. That means this shit's getting more support, and I really love to see what that shit is in the future. But let's get on to the next card. Now the last monster I have for y'all is a Dinoruffia Stealth Begia. This thing looks like a Pteranodon mech, so that's pretty dope. It's a level 6 dark dinosaur fusion effect monster, 0 attack, 2500 defense. 2 Dinoruffia monsters with different names. You can only use each effect among the second and third effects with this card's name only once per turn. While you have 2,000 or less life points, you do not pay life points to activate trap cards or Dinoruffia monster effects. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you special summon one level 4 or lower Dinoruffia monster from your graveyard. Now this first effect, where if you have 2,000 or less life points, you don't have to pay cost for the effects. This could actually be okay. We'll just have to see how these other ones work, because I mean, you end up paying a lot of life points in this deck, without a fucking doubt. So it could be relevant, it could come up. The second effect, where if they activate a monster effect, you get to do burn damage to them. This one could be alright, depending on what monster you're hitting them with. I mean, you could get some decent burn effect off of this shit. And then this last one's just a copy of the other monster, where you get to special summon a level 4 lower Dinoruffia from the graveyard if this thing's destroyed. So overall, this card's alright. I like the other one a little bit better, but it ain't too bad. Now we get into our first trap card of the deck. We have Dinoruffia Domain. You can activate one card with this card's name once per turn. During the main phase, pay half your life points. Fusion summon one Dinoruffia fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand, deck, or field as fusion material. When your opponent activates a card or effect, if you have 2,000 or less life points, you can banish this card from your graveyard. You take no damage from your opponent's card effect this turn. Okay, so this is your fusion trap for the entire deck. It sucks that it's a trap card because it's kind of slow. And then, but I like that it allows you to use material from your hand, deck, or field. So that's pretty big. It allows you to just send them to the graveyard from the deck. You get your bodies in there, and you can do your other plays off of that shit. And then the second effect, to where you banish it if you have 2,000 less life points. When your opponent activates the effect, you don't take damage for your opponent's card effects. I mean, that's okay. I guess it saves you because you're less than 2,000. But if it negated something or did, like, this card could be a lot damn better. Let's be honest here. Next up, we have Dinoruffia Alert. You only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Pay half your life points for this turn. You cannot special summon monsters except Dinoruffia monsters. Also, special summon from your graveyard up to 2 Dinoruffia monsters whose total levels equal 8 or less, but they cannot declare attacks. When your opponent activates a card or effect, if you have 2,000 or less life points, you can banish this card from your graveyard. You take no damage from your opponent's card effects this turn. Now first off, this second effect is the exact same effect that last one had, where it stops you from taking effect damage, which isn't that fucking relevant at all. Now, if this thing negated something, destroyed something, did a little bit more, it'd be a 10 fucking times better, but it's not that great. The only plus side to it allows you to bring out 2 Dinoruffia monsters, so you go instantly into a fusion from there. And I love the fact it says equal level 8 or less, which means that we are getting more main deck monsters for this deck. So we'll be able to see some more shit happen in the future. Hopefully this shit gets a lot better, because right now it's pretty lackluster. Now we have Dinoruffia Brute. This is a normal trap. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Pay half your life points, destroy both one Dinoruffia monster you control and one card your opponent controls. When your opponent activates a card or effect, if you have 2,000 life points or less, you can banish this card from your graveyard. You take no damage from your opponent's card effects this turn. So again, we have that crappy effect where you don't take effect damage. Like, still nothing really relevant there. Nothing too fucking great. And then the first effect, you get to pop any card your opponent controls by destroying one monster you control. So it's a 1-for-1. It's could be better. It's alright, I guess. Now the next card we got for y'all is Dinoruffia Shell. This is a counter trap. At the start of your opponent's battle phase, pay half your life points. Special summon one Dinoruffia token, Dinosaur Dart, level 10, attack 0, defense 3,000. If you do, your opponent cannot target other monsters for attacks while you control that dinosaur token this turn. During damage calculation, if you would take battle damage and you have 2,000 life points or less, you can banish this card from your graveyard. You take no damage from this battle. Now this card's a little better than what we have been getting out of it. You at least get a defensive body with 3,000 defense, and it stops your opponent from being able to attack your other dinosaur monsters. So that's pretty decent. And then the second effect stops you from taking battle damage, which is a little bit better than the fat damage. Like I said, the fat damage isn't that relevant anymore. If they're going to do anything, they're going to attack your ass for the most part. Alright, now the next one I got for y'all here is Dinoruffia Sonic. This is a counter trap. You can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card, if you control a Dinoruffia monster, pay half your life points, negate the activation. If you do destroy that card, destroy one Dinoruffia monster you control. During damage calculation, if you would take battle damage and you have 2,000 life points or less, you can banish this card from your graveyard and take no damage during that battle. So we finally got something with a negate ability. It allows you to pop one of your dinosaurs, so you get to bring one back from the graveyard. So that's okay. We can do some shit with this. We finally get the negate built in. It has the same effect as the last one, where you don't take battle damage by banishing it. So it's alright. It's better than what we've been seeing. So hopefully this last one we got here will be even better. Now the very last card I have for y'all is Dinoruffia Reversion. This is a counter trap. If you control a Dinoruffia fusion monster, pay half your life points and banish one counter trap from your graveyard. This effect becomes that counter trap card's effect when that card is activated. During damage calculation, if you would take battle damage and you have 2,000 life points or less, you can banish this card from your graveyard. You take no damage from this battle. Now, this one is okay. I mean, it allows you to copy one of your counter traps. Basically, you could copy the last one that we saw from the graveyard to be able to negate another spell or trap. They need one that can do the same thing with monster effects, because this thing suffers heavily to that shit. Like, you have no way to stop them outside of archetype stuff, and it's just not all that great. Let's be honest here. And then the last effect, same as the last two cards. You don't take battle damage if you banish it. Well, you got 2,000 life points or less. So overall, this card's not that great. It's kind of meh. Well, that about wraps it up for today's video. I really hope y'all enjoy this shit as much as I enjoyed making it. I'd really love to hear y'all's opinions on this Dino Waifu archetype. What y'all think this thing could do better. What you think about what we got now. Me personally, I love the hell out of this artwork. And if nothing else, I'll pick it up just for that. Like, hopefully this thing gets some really good support in the future. We'll just have to wait and see what Konami gives us. And, yeah, that about wraps it up for today. Don't forget to hit that motherfucking like button. Hit that motherfucking subscribe button. And I hope y'all motherfuckers have a good day. Later.